Hey guys, I'm Maris here and welcome to Temple of the Jade Serpent on the Elemental Shaman. So just like in our series, we're going to go through the Elemental Shaman. We're going to run a Temple of the Jade Serpent on him and we're going to see what's changed, what he gets, what's his passives. We're going to look at his talents and we're going to look at his glyphs. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? What is the Elemental Shaman's core abilities? Well, we have Flame Shock. Instantly sears the target with fire, causing 4,831 fire damage immediately, and 18,459 fire damage over 23.69 seconds. So when are we going to use this? We're always going to have this up. Keep applied to the target. Always have this up on the target. Alright, so moving down, Lightning Shield. The caster is surrounded by a reactive lightning barrier. When a spell, melee, or ranged attack hits the caster, the attacker will be struck for 3,878 nature damage. This effect may only occur once every few seconds, lasts 1 hour. Only one of your elemental shields can be active on you at once. I'm going to explain why this is so important to us and not water shield in a minute. So always keep this up. Earth Shock instantly shocks the target with concussive force, causing 6,963 nature damage and applying the Weaken Blow effect. Weaken Blow, what is that? Well, let's find out. Demoralizes the target, reducing their physical damage dealt by 10% for 30 seconds. Very, very good. Lava Burst. I love the tooltip for this one. You hurl molten lava at the target, dealing 11,943 fire damage. If your Flame Shock is on the target, Lava Burst will deal a critical strike. So this is why it's very important to keep Flame Shock up, because this will always be a critical strike, and if you cast it twice, I'm going to go into that in a minute, as to how we can cast it twice, it will be 2 crits, basically simultaneously. Will hit the target very, very hard. Lightning Bolt. Cast a bolt of lightning at the target for 10,351 nature damage. Cast when nothing else is available. Okay, so let's go over it again and see when to use them. Flame Shock, Lightning Shield. Keep applied to yourself and the target. Flame Shock being to the target, Lightning Shield being to yourself. Earth Shock cast when you have 7 charges of Lightning Shield. I'll go into that in a minute. Lava Burst cast when available, but always make sure Flame Shock is up. And Lightning Bolt is our filler. Okay, let's go into our passives. Burning Wrath, fiery elemental energy emanates from the Shaman, empowering all nearby party and raid members and increasing their spell power by 10%. Very powerful. That used to be a totem, no longer. It is now a passive for all the Shamans. Alright, I'll go into my talents in a minute. Elemental Focus. When you land a non-periodic critical strike with a fire, frost, or nature damage spell, you enter a clear casting state. The clear casting state reduces the mana cost of your next 2 damage spells or healing spells by 25%, increases spell damage done by 10%, and increases single target healing done by 50%. Very good for PvP. Elemental Fury. Increase your spell's critical strike damage bonus by 50%. Very powerful. Elemental Oath grants 5 spell haste to all party and raid members within 100 yards. Very good. Grants hit equal to any spirit gained from items or effects, and this is what I mentioned on my Restoration Shaman video that I did last night, if you guys have seen that. If not, jump on over, it's a great video. Basically what I meant in that video is when a Shaman lays down a Manatide totem, it grants spirit, so therefore the Manatide totem buff will grant hit for classes that have a buff like this. Alright, moving down. Elemental Reach. Increase the range of your Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning, and Lava Burst spell by 10 yards, and increase the range of your Shock spells and Searing Totem by 15 yards. Very good. Alright, up here. When you have more than 1 Lightning Shield charge active, your Earth Shock spell will consume any surplus charges, instantly dealing their total damage to the enemy target. Now, I believe it could stack up to 9 times. That is how it is on the previous live version. It could stack up to 9 times. I'm not quite sure how much it can stack up to now, but we're going to find out in the video. Okay, Grace of Air. Empowering winds swirl around the Shaman, granting all nearby party and raid members 893 mastery. Very good. This is possibly one of my favorite passives for the Elemental Shaman. Lava Surge. Your Flame Shock periodic damage ticks have a chance to reset the cooldown of your Lava Burst spell and cause your next Lava Burst spell to be instant. This is very good for PvP, very good for PvE. It's just an awesome ability to have. Alright, and here, elemental specialization grants intellect. Let's take a look at our mastery. Grants a 35% chance for elemental overload to occur. Elemental overload rather, sorry guys, causes a lightning bolt, chain lightning, or lava burst spell you cast to trigger a second similar spell on the same target at no additional cost that causes 75% of the normal damage and no threat. Very, very good. This is basically the bread and butter, so to speak, of the elemental shaman. Is very, very awesome. Alright, and reincarnation does the same, allows you to resurrect yourself upon death with 20% health and mana. Rolling thunder. When you deal damage with lightning bolt or chain lightning while your lightning shield ability is active, you have a 60% chance to recover 2% of your mana and generate an additional lightning shield charge up to a maximum of 7. Okay, so that answers our previous question. We can have a maximum of 7 charges. Shamanism increased the damage of lightning bolt by 50% and chain lightning by 70%, reduce the cast time of both spells by 0.5 seconds, and removes the cooldown from chain lightning. Very, very good. We're going to see a lot of AoE in this dungeon coming up, guys. I promise you that. Alright, Spiritual Insight. Increase your mana pool by 400%. Reduce the cooldown of your Earth Shock and Flame Shock spells by 1%. And let's go into our talents, shall we? Alright, we have Nature's Guardian. Whenever a damaging attack brings you below 30% of your health, your maximum health is increased by 25% for 10 seconds, and your threat level towards an attacker is reduced. This effect cannot occur more than once every 30 seconds. Alright, moving down. I think this is very good for any kind of shaman, really. Your Frost Shock now also roots the target in ice for 5 seconds to keep them away from you as an elemental shaman, to keep them near you as an enhanced shaman, and to keep them away from you as a restoration shaman. Very powerful. Alright, moving on. Totemic Restoration. When a totem is replaced or destroyed before its duration expires naturally, its cooldown is reduced in proportion to the lost duration up to a maximum of 50% of the full cooldown. I just grabbed this. I really like it. I prefer this one over any other one you can get on this line. Alright, moving down. This one is very important. When one of your spells causes direct damage or healing, you have a chance to gain Echo of the Elements, duplicating that spell's effect. This is an amazing spell going hand in hand with the... Alright, where is it? Oh, come on. These things are starting to hide from me. The passive rather, where we have a chance to send out a secondary spell of that kind. It's very, very good. It goes hand in hand basically with that. So, I can't find it right now, but if you rewind the video, I'm sure it'll be there. Alright, right here. It goes hand in hand with our mastery. So what it does is, our mastery is a 35% chance for elemental overload to occur. Elemental overload. Oh man, guys, it's like deja vu. Elemental overload causes a lightning bolt, chain lightning, or lava burst spell you cast to trigger a second similar spell on the same target at no additional cost that causes 75% of normal damage and no threat. So our mastery and this talent go hand in hand, so we're going to be seeing a lot of our... We're going to cast one spell and maybe 2 or 3 will occur after that. Alright, moving down. I just got this because I'm not restoration, I don't really want healing tide. Conductivity, I'm not going to even be laying down healing rain, even though you know, you could, but in raids I most certainly will be doing that. And I have Ancestral Guidance. When you deal direct damage or healing for the next 10 seconds, 40% of that amount is copied as healing to up to 3 nearby injured party or raid members. So it's a 2-minute cooldown. I just figure when the healing needs help, just pop it and, you know, you can really help out. Okay, let's go into our glyphs here. Reduce the cooldown of our Hex ability by 10 seconds. Causes your Lightning Bolt to restore 2% of your mana when it strikes an enemy. And reduce the cooldown of Thunderstorm by 10 seconds, and reduce the cooldown of Astral Recall by 5. And I guess I should get rid of this one. Alright, we will do... Alright, we're going to look like a wolf. Alright, that's good. And you automatically gain Water Walking while you were in Ghost Wolf form. Okay guys, that concludes this. The opening for Temple of Jade, Serpent, and Elemental Shaman. I will see you guys in a second. Hey guys, welcome back. Okay, here we go. jump right in rotation. Let's get our flame shock up, our lava burst up. Alright, keep getting our lava bursts up, and 3 lava surges, indicated by the 3 basically flames, the 2 flames on the side of my screen here. Alright, for AoE we're going to get our earthquake up, run in, get a magma up, and start chain lightning. Doing a lot of damage. But you got, you know, earthquake is a placeable spell. You need to put it down, and with the stuff on the ground, you really have to put it down in the right place. Alright, so flame shock, we're going to use our unleash elements to increase the next fire damage spell by 30%, I believe it is. And there we go, just unloading on this target. Get a lava burst in there. Alright, I'm gonna get an earthquake up right here and use our chain lightning. Doing a lot of AoE. Alright, moving on here. Our single target rotation is very, very simple. Flame shock, lava burst, lightning bolt. But I believe this guy is going to pull... Yeah, okay. Alright, so we got a good tank getting those guys out of the way first. Knowing he has very strong AoE with a Frost Mage, Fury Warrior, and myself, an Elemental Shaman. Alright, just getting out of this stuff as quickly as I can. There we go. Getting our earthquake up. Alright. Alright, so very simple rotation, guys. Very powerful class, nonetheless, though. And I'm going to put my Stormlash totem down, which empowers my party and raid members with lightning. While empowered, ally spells and attacks will trigger bursts of electricity, dealing additional nature damage. Alright, I'll pop that right now. And get my lava burst in there. $62,000 earth shock. Get a earthquake up. And use my chain lightning to fill. Just doing massive amounts of damage. Alright, get my flame shock up, unleash elements, lava burst followed by my earth shock, instant lava burst, and finishing off with a lava burst. There we go. Get my earthquake up and use my chain lightning. Really, really easy. And the reason I'm not using my thunderstorm is because it will knock them back, so I'm not gonna... Tanking is hard enough, I'm not gonna make his job any harder. 51,000 lava burst, thank you very much, Blizzard. 68,000 earth shock. And keep in mind, guys, earth shock is instant, so that's very powerful for PvP. Alright, so I get my earthquake right up on the tank. Putting the center of the earthquake right on the tank, basically, so that gives room for maneuverability. If he does move a little bit to the right, if he does move a little bit behind him, my earthquake will still get him. Alright, getting our unleash elements and our lava burst. So the state of elemental shamans, I have to say I'm very happy with, just because the instant lava burst is very good. I love how the glyph of lightning bolt can return mana. They're a lot more powerful in my opinion, and I just cannot wait to try my live one. And as you can see, if you watch my mana, anytime I chain lightning, it does cost a little bit of mana, but chain lightning returns mana also, so that's very, very good. Alright guys, so we're going to pop our heroism here. We are just going to unload on this boss. Use our Spear Walker's Grace. Get our Earth Shock up. Get our... Whoops. Wrong totem. hard cast for a little bit here. Very, very powerful spec, guys. And just gonna ghost wolf through the water a little bit here. Get my unleash elements for a increased lava burst. Alright, very simple fight. Alright, there we go. And again guys, if you don't know your rotation on live right now, just go to core abilities, and usually it's from top to bottom. So always do this first, always keep that active. Very, very simple. Alright, just gonna go up here and we're gonna start a lot of AoE damage. So my disclaimer about using Thunderstorm for AoE is if you are going to use it, make sure the tank, there's two things you need to do if you're going to use it. Either make sure the tank doesn't mind they get knocked back, make sure, okay, three things. Make sure when you knock them back they're not going to pull any other mobs, or three, and the better alternative in my eyes, is get the minor glyph that removes the knockback. That is the best way of using Thunderstorm. I do not have the minor that gets rid of the knockback, so I'm not actually going to use it in my AoE rotation because I do not know this tank. So let's start with the AoE. What we're going to do is we're going to get our magma up, get our earthquake up, and just fill with chain lightning, and that's going to be a lot of damage. Or one thing you could do is, if someone is attacking you, you can thunderstorm them. That would also be very, very good. Alright, and my earthquake is done, so we're going to get that back up. Or not, they're just going to die. So open with a lava burst. Doing a lot of damage to this guy's single target. Alright. And get an instant... Oh man, just missing the instant lava burst. Alright, got our earthquake up. We're gonna run in. Get our magma up. And start filling with our chain lightning. And anytime your earth shock becomes available, just throw it out there. Anytime you have a lava burst proc, go ahead. Very, very powerful. Very, very high sustained burst damage. I love the elemental shaman. So we're gonna go in, get our... Apparently I'm sleeping, so what we could do is just tremor that. Get our magma up. And start filling with our chain lightning again. Keep our earthquake up. Alright. And again, with our earthquake, get our magma up. Very simple. Alright. Gonna move down here.
You must destroy the source of the corruption quickly, before our cherished history is erased forever.
Perfect, I wanted this fight. So, again, we're just going to AoE, and we are going to implement our Thunderstorm in this fight because they cannot get knocked back. So we are going to be doing extra damage, and at no negative, so the tank will get frustrated because they get knocked back. It's going to be pure damage. And we're going to get some mana back, so that's
The
good.
winds blew, their
And only on a 35-second cooldown with the glyph, though.
crops wilted, villages burned, and families
So
no
first things
longer
first, going to get our
seemed
magma, try to put it right in the
escape
middle.
from the flames. I can allow this no
Alright,
longer.
put our magma up,
Fires, they
get
are
our
burning the light.
earthquake up,
Please, heroes,
flame shock just to get our instant lava burst proc right there. Just absolutely destroying them. Alright, we're going to get our earthquake up for here. Very simple rotation, guys. Elemental Shamans are very powerful. I would say since the patch hit, a lot more powerful than before. I am probably going to start an Elemental PvP Shaman, and or at least turn one of my Shamans into one. It's just too much fun. I've been nuked a lot by them, so you know I want to do some of the nuking on a PvP Shaman as well. Looking very forward to that. Alright, or we can use Thunderstorm just to get some mana back, as you can see.
must have dulled my senses.
So on single target fights, we're also going to use our Searing Totem.
All of you. Thou has become
Right there. Get our Flame Shock up. And going to use our Ancestral Guidance. Getting a lot of healing out there, because I know this fight could be a little tricky for healers. So keeping an eye on my Flame Shock is about to fall off. Going to reapply it. Use our Unleash Elements for Lava Burst. And as you can see, almost every actual cast is followed up by either my Mastery or
story tainted by the Shah.
Echo of the Elements. So combining Echo of the Elements with a Mastery is very, very good in my opinion.
You have given peace to this sacred.
So we're going to run down here and continue with awesome AoE
I
DPS.
require meditation before I begin the restoration ritual.
Alright, so we're going to run in, excuse me, and get our Magma up, followed by our Earthquake, and Chain Lightning. Just so much damage. Alright, get them down. Get our Flame Shock up, run in, get our Magma up. It is no longer on a cooldown. Very simple, guys, very fun. And for you PvP Shamans out there that are saying, well, why can't you Lightning Bolt while moving? We still can. It is just a Unleash Lightning. Your Lightning Bolt takes 5% longer to cast, but you can cast it while moving. So don't fret, it's still in the game. There we go, Magma. Followed by a Earthquake. Flame Shock on the target for our Lava Burst procs. And when the Earth Shock procs, go ahead and throw it out there. Very, very fun class, guys. Gonna pull our totems back so we don't pull the boss.
Forces are weak.
Get our Unleashed Lightning out there. Followed by our Searing Totem. Alright, 2 procs for Lava Burst in a row. Get our Flame Shock back up there. Use our Unleashed Elements for our next Lava Burst right now. And using my Ancestral Guidance. And also, guys, remember for Arena, which I'm going to be bringing out quite a few videos of that, it's going to be changing because Elemental Shamans can really heal now when they're clear casting procs for 50% more. It's very powerful. You really got to watch Elemental Shamans now when they have clear casting up, because they can either save themselves or save a nearby raid member. You really got to be careful. You know, mages, if you want to save your counter spell for them, I really like what they're doing for PvP because they're really spicing it up a little. You really have to watch who's going to do what, and you really got to be on your toes about it. So again, taking a look at the samurai shoulders. Pretty cool. Alright guys, gonna run in here, get our magma totem up, earthquake. Gonna move out of the purple stuff right after this. And, you know, for those of you who want to help the healer out, we have our healing stream totem, which I'll lay down right now. Always try and help your other teammates out. In any game, really, all it will do in the end is help yourself, if you want to look at it that way. So unfortunately, I cannot cleanse myself of these magic effects. I don't think so, anyway. All curses, yeah. Just again to help the healer out and make the fight a little bit easier on everybody. And I'm gonna finish this guy with an Earth Shock. There we go. Alright. And just use our 35-second cooldown for Mana Potion, aka Thunderstorm. Alright guys, let's open up with our Bloodlust. Get our Searing Totem out there just to help us with some DPS. Unleash Elements for our next Lava Burst. So again guys, as you can see, I'm dying right here because I have the debuff. Bring it to the healer's attention, because again, if they don't know, you know. So these guys cannot get knocked back. Knocked back, rather. So I am going to use my Thunderstorm in these situations. Oh man. It's early. This is not even 10 o'clock yet. Oh man. Okay. Use our Unleash Elements. And for the next phase where either 2 or more people have the debuff, I'm going to pop my Ancestral Guidance to help with the healing. Alright, going to get our Lava Flame Shock up there for the Lava Burst. Going to stack right on the tank. I saw he move, so I canceled my Earthquake. Finish this shadow. There we go. Alright, moving back. Pop my Ancestral Guidance right now just to top everybody off. That rogue is going down, so I noticed that. I'm doing a lot of healing right now because I got a lot of procs, thank God. Got our Flame Shock back up there. Unleash Elements. Hit him really hard with our next Lava Burst. There we go. Okay, and come this phase, I'm going to lay down my Healing Stream Totem. Right there, along with my... what's it called again? My Fire Elemental Totem. Doing a lot of AoE right now. looking to finish him off in this phase. Get an Earth Shock in there, followed by an instant Lava Burst. Alright, there we go guys, that is the Elemental Shaman and Temple of the Jade Serpent. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun running it. If you enjoyed it, if you liked it, if it was entertaining, if it made you laugh in any way, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. It would greatly help me. Thank you guys very much, and happy hunting until next time. Thank you.